onye ọbụla na-ezuzu ihe ọ na-ezuzu n'ala Igbo na-eme ihe ọ na-eme si na ọwụkwere m ka a ji na-eme ya ọwụkwere n'ihi m. I love my people very much and they know it. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. The public must understand. Most of you journalists, the legal correspondents, you don't take time to actually study some of these rulings and judgments. Go and study. In fact, I'll give you this. Just that the journalists in this country actually take out time to do some basic research. It's not difficult, just minor research. You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me.
Okay.
They kept switching the charges. Yes. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yes.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196?
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where the shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
Because Nigerian laws.
Yes,
the marked one.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, it's okay. No. It's okay. Onye ọbụla na-ezuzu ihe ọ na-ezuzu n'ala Igbo na-eme ihe ọ na-eme si na ọwụkwere m ka a ji na-eme ya ọwụkwere n'ihi m. I love my people very much and they know it. I don't want all this, anybody involved. I've been hearing about idiots talking all over the place. Some fools trying to be relevant because of Biafra or trying to use my name to gain relevance. I don't want it. I don't want any killings, no kidnapping. All this nonsense are alien to us as a people. I don't know where these animals came from. They are taking advantage of the fact that I'm in detention. But it will soon end. It will soon end. They know what IPOB stands for. IPOB is one family. Any idiot trying to leech on IPOB, trying to use the name of IPOB, trying to subvert the will of the people, our principles and our core values, that person has a lot to contend with when the time comes. You can run, but you can never hide. You can run and hide and be talking all manner of rubbish, but one day we will catch up with you.
To render or rendition and Kanu illegally from Kenya, what's your take as regards this move by Lumumba?
Yes, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of people, even some Africans, it came as a shock to them in Aso Rock, having identified a renowned pro-Africanist, a PLO Lumumba, identifying with the Biafra struggle. It was a very big blow, on the side of the Nigerian government, and of course, of those who underrated the IPOB leader, and of course, his network around the world, especially in Africa. It was rendition, and we know that it contravened the treaties that governs the Commonwealth. And these are people who know that they have been projecting Africanism. PLO Lumumba is a very popular figure within Africa. Is a well-known face and respected legal luminary. Having gone through that, but the surprising thing is that a lot of people wonders how come PLO Lumumba has identified and stick his neck for Biafra, and Africa. So it baffles a lot of people. So immediately the issue of you can watch out some of the things he has said about Biafra in the past. So he so much believed in Biafra, and he has said it very clearly that he is going to work for Africa recognition of Biafra as a sovereign nation. Apart from the victory he secured in Kenyan court, where we have the presiding judge S. in winter. So a debt, a very big blow for Nigeria. And it's a victory. And what we are seeing now is another phase where PLO Lumumba is going to take up. He has sharpened his sword already. I can tell you that this is a report live from Nairobi. If people will understand that it is no longer funny. The IPOB leaders, IPOB members all over the world are not finding it very funny anymore. They have taken the mantle of spreading Biafra all over the world, and nothing can stop them. Yes, the Igbo man has risen. The Biafrans has risen. The son of the rising sun have risen. Those who turn scrap to machines have risen. And I can tell you very clearly at this point in time now that Malami, Buhari, Femi Adesina, those who factored the illegality, the criminality, Then looking at Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president of Kenya, where he has directly have been seeking how to speak to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and ask for forgiveness, and save him from ICC directly, But Buhari, from what we are gathering, I think it's running from post to post now, seeking refuge. Everybody. Yes, I can tell you, for the fear of the recent development, he has been alerted to, of a possible alleged invitation by ICC for having. They are not even arresting Buhari for. They are trying to let you know that he contravened a treaty that governs the Commonwealth nations. And that criminality took place with conspiracy. So it's already a criminal offense, and ICC is not joking with that kind of matter currently now, and can see PLO Lumumba have made it very clearly that they need to be brought to answer at the International Criminal Court. They must appear there, and we are also hearing that it's going to affect Tinubu's second term ambition. Currently now, from what we are getting, report, the African leaders, the world leaders, and some powerful civil society agencies and groups and organizations, who are in partnership, and lobby firm who are in partnership with Biafra has been getting the attention and the interesting side that it might likely, pull Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the gutters at the end of the day.
From what we can see now, do you think that Buhari will be regretting his action, because now the whole world is already on notice as regards his illegal rendition for that what happened to Nnamdi Kanu? They said this is illegal. Do you think that Buhari will be, just like you said, do you think he will be regretting, or do you think that we would have alluded to this mistake, that he made a mistake, kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya?
It was a direct Arab attack right from the days of Barack Obama, because they partnered with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Femi Adesina, Arabeshola, them, all the pro-Islamic extremist politicians in Nigeria. They see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, agenda messages as a threat, and the gang up was very clear. There's no two ways about it. It was a gang up to see how they can, take him out and finally shut him down, having established authority and presence globally as a man who is championing, the first Jewish black nation in Africa. So to them, they see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a threat. They see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Romeo must die. That's just it. It must die. There's no two ways about it. That's the only thing. He can't keep on disturbing an already straightened, iron, tailored agenda of the Fulanization, Islamization in Nigeria. That was the picture, and you can see the whole thing coming out very clearly. To a lot of people are surprised, to that extent. So the fear is there that because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has conquered the Fulani agenda, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has conquered the Islamization agenda, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has dismantled, the structure of loopsidedness in Nigeria. And what we are seeing now is a direct push for the recognition of Biafra as a sovereign nation. In as much as Bola Ahmed Tinubu can go to St. Lucia, or a country with 1,900 and something people, you are talking about Biafra that have over 85 million people in population. That is a quality. That is a renowned a nation that can, that have proven themselves. Even without government presence, the Biafra has survived all over the world, here in Nigeria and beyond. So they illuminate everywhere they hit, they illuminate everywhere they go. So Buhari might be surprised that he actually missed the target, and that's the beginning of the fall of Fulani agenda in Africa and, of course, in Nigeria.
I'm going to repeat it again. That amount of incentive, it is too small. And I say, thank God that they have such good Attorney General of Federation in Kenya that has actually awarded this incentive to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Finally, Kenya court finally declared that the Kenya government must pay Nnamdi Kanu 120 million naira, for the way it was adopted, kidnapped, and rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. They said it's against the constitution of the international law and at the same time the law of even the Kenya government, that the Nnamdi Kanu must be paid the sum of 120 million. What does this bode for Nigeria and Nnamdi Kanu?
They would have made the money, the incentive, financial incentive, $120 million. If you ask me, I will tell you that 120 million naira is just a chicken change. It doesn't equate the kind of suffering and deprivation, humiliation Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went through. That is because the gentleman is an Igbo man. That's why they reduce the value, the payment, the financial incentive that low. The incentive is too low in regard of the kind of dehumanization, demoralization, deprivation and the persecution the Igbo man went through. Igbo na ekwenu, okwa Igbo na Igbophobia. You have seen it again. I predicted it earlier that Kenya must pay. I said that Kenya must pay with their sweat and blood. And Kenya, as a country, is paying right now. I predicted it that Britain is going to pay for poor consular role played during the ordeal, international ordeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB. And I'm telling you now that under Ruto's regime, Kenya is paying, compensating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu such, physical or financial incentive. Then what about Britain? Britain is going to pay. They place quite so, poor consular role to help their citizen. Here? Kanu Wankwo is enjoying dual citizenship of the British and the Nigerian. And what we see actually transpired in the past, I think, 2021, June 2021 was a situation whereby Britain failed to at least help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu using this consular right, because they have the right to at least come for him, when Nigeria was illegally holding him at DSS facilities. Kanu was illegally renditioned from Nairobi, Kenya in 2021, blindfolded, bound in chains, and brought into Nigeria under the watch of retired General Muhammad Buhari, the most, let me say, unqualified, uneducated president Nigeria has ever had is Muhammad Buhari. Then under the watch of AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, Malami Ewusa Abubakar, he actually played the role that actually depreciated his legal, let me say, quality as someone that people should actually hope on, that can come to their rescue if any occurrence of such, nature happened to them. This time around, he bettered it, he helped it, he punched Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he abused him. He actually played important role on illegal abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya. Is that not weighty, heavy enough to strip him of his legal certificate, legal qualification? They should strip him of that position he held in the past and bring him to the court of law. Malami Abubakar is supposed to go to jail. I'm telling you, many group of people, many Igbos, legal luminaries in Canada, in USA, in Britain are coming up to make sure that they slug it out at the court with Abubakar Malami, who actually misinterpreted Nigerian constitution in 2021 by blindfolding an Igbo man, abducting him illegally from Nairobi, Kenya, into Nigeria contraption. That has actually spelled out the kind of country we are running in Nigeria here. Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is a lawless country. Nigeria does not respect her citizens. Everything we see here is a crop of aggrieved Fulani men as politicians, aggrieved Igbo men as politicians, aggrieved Yoruba men as politicians who are always busy feasting, cheering, you know, disputing or disbursing among themselves our tax payers' money. That was what actually is going on in this part of the world. You can see the current president is a man that is so clueless and very, very inexperienced. You know, what he knows is just talking anyhow, you know, chanting without, you know, monitoring or managing what comes out from his mouth. He can talk anytime he wishes, but because of what? He is illegally or illegitimately put into or given the audacity to be in that office of the presidency. What am I saying here? Mazen Andekano has gone through a lot. If he asked me, I would have at least referred Kenya to pay more than $120 million. 120 million naira is not up to $100,000. Just imagine. A man that has been going through a lot of, you know, bitter ordeal since 2021 till now. That's 4 years, 48 months. Has been awarded only $120 million. How much is it? 120 million naira, sorry. How much is it in dollars? Kenya should have paid more than that, so that each and every one of us in Africa continent will actually know that we are getting it right in this dark continent. Kenya is going to repeat it again. That amount of incentive, it is too small. And I say, thank God that they have such good Attorney General of Federation in Kenya that has actually awarded this incentive to Mazen Nandekano. That is Kenya High Court for you. We are coming back to Nigeria to know how much the fiscal or financial incentives to be awarded to Mazen Nandekano should be. We don't know the amount they are coming up with, because sometimes ago I could remember when they awarded 200,000 naira award to some of the Biafra youths that they detained more than 7 years. Buhari regime gave those Igbo boys 200,000 naira. That is not up to $200. It's not even up to $100. Jesus Christ is the Lord. You see how funny Nigerian nation is. They don't know that the more you oppress the Igbo, the more you abhor the Igbo, the more you hate Igbo, the more Igbos excel and fly higher and higher. I'm telling you, they might not even award good tangible money, amount of money to Mazen Nandekano here in Nigeria because he's an Igbo. But I know he's going to slug it out using his lawyers. They are going to pay him in trillions. Ejimako, Ejiofor, Kano Agabi, and the rest of legal teams defending Mazen Nandekano should prepare very, very weighty, authentic, good, internationally, you know, let me say, applauded or plausible, legal or liberal suit against Nigeria. Nigeria should pay in trillion, because if you allow them, because Mazen Nandekano is an Igbo man, they will award him 10 kobo. They don't have value on us. They have not depend on us. They have not even recognized us that we are the engine house of Nigeria. All they know is Ntibu Nzobo Igbo man, oppress Igbo man, neglect him, exploit him, marginalize him because of these useless, Arab Torek desert dwellers like Fulanis. And I'm telling you that even in conjunction with the Arab Yorubas, they are not valuing the Igbos. The Arab Yoruba, over the years, are conniving with the Fulani, their counterparts, to annihilate, oppress, and suppress the Igbo man. This current regime has gone too far to make sure that they deny Mazen Nandekano justice. But we have seen how far Ogabi is a son, and Ozekome, had gone in conjunction with other legal luminaries like Ejimako, Ejiofor, and the rest of them to give Mazen Nandekano justice. And they actually succeeded in this regime, presided over by Omotocho James, a Yoruba Chief Justice who actually did well. And I believe that is going to say good thing about him in his own time. He's not going to be forgotten so easily. He's the one that actually stood on his feet and made sure that Mazen Nandekano is given justice. I say kudos to James Omotosho.
Okay, but so from what we can see, from what Kenya is trying to do now, and what just happened or what's happened recently in court. Do you not think that Nnamdi Kanu has finally defeated Nigeria finally, because it's now becoming more obvious that Nnamdi Kanu have been finally vindicated with what is coming from Kenya?
Winning streak is all over victory. Kanu is obsessed with victory. Each and every time Kanu has gone to court with Nigerian government, he won. He has been winning since 2022, 2023. Last year, 2024, Kanu won. This year, Kanu is winning. So the guy is obsessed with victory. You know, serious wound. You know, let me say I mean, is SORE, bitter. You know, defeat on the Nigerian side. Because Nigeria could never be a country that will do the right thing that God or her citizens want. What Nigeria is always doing is what? Oppressing, suppressing, you know, bringing down the citizens, you know, suffering them, siphoning their money, collecting taxes from them, demolishing their properties, you know, one way or the other, depriving the citizens of this country their rights. So that's what I'm saying. Kanu has been winning, and he has been vindicated. This time around, we are seeing a country that has come out to say that they don't have any case with Kanu. So what happened? Retaliation, payment, compensation, as in financial incentives, because I know they wounded him. Kanu is like a wounded lion now. Nigeria should not allow him to sue Nigeria first. Nigeria should actually pay him what he is supposed to collect. The payment needed by Kanu should be given to him. They shouldn't allow him to go to ICC or to go to ECOWAS court, because there's no court in Nigeria. All the chief justices in Nigeria, all the Nigerian Attorney General of Federation and the Nigerian court, I mean Department of Judiciary, are all stooges to the office of the executive. So what I'm trying to say is that Nigeria should not allow Nnamdi Kanu to drag them to OAU court or West African, you know, community court. That's ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African court, you know, states ECOWAS court, which will do the needful. So the best thing now is to be very, very careful and calculative about how they are going to approach Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for peace to reign. Because if he goes to international court, I think Nigeria is going to incur much and much and much more debt than before. Kanu is deserved trillions, if you ask me. Because why? This is a case that has stretched up to 120 months, making what? 10 years. 120 months make 10 years. Kanu has been subjected to this kind of psychological trauma. He has been going through a lot. Bitter trauma, you know, experience, you know, nasty, perilous ordeal for good 120 months. What manner of man is he? He's a human being created by God. Kanu is not God and will never be God. What I'm trying to say is that Nigeria should pay him handsomely, because Nigeria is a country whereby the irregularities, you know, lawlessness, injustice, wickedness thrive, thrive, you know, on daily basis. That's why someone like Kanu, an educated man with history and the law, has been teaching Nigeria how to review Nigerian constitution in the court of law. Even has been telling the Attorney General of Federation that he doesn't have the impetus, the prerogative to intervene in his own court, telling the presiding chief judge what to say or what to do, coming up with various charges and after charges, you know, to nail him. Kanu said, you, AGF, Nigerian constitution does not say so. You don't have right to query me in the court or to come up with fresh charges so that I could be nailed when I am not culpable. AGF Malami Atolo Ewuawusa has failed in all his schemings. Malami Abubakar is down as I'm talking to you now, because Kanu has actually outsmarted federal government of Nigeria and he is thoroughly vindicated. Kanu's case has been struck out. He has no case with